Hey guys, another video about Inpainting. So when you have a 2D image, a depth map, and when you change the point of view, things get disoccluded, and then you have to figure out what colors to put in the areas that have been disoccluded. So it's called Inpainting. So that's a big problem with depth maps. So yeah, I made a video not too long ago about Facebook's 3D photo and how it handles Inpainting, and today I'm gonna make a similar video about a piece of software which is available on Google Colab, which is very easy to use. I mean, relatively easy to use. And it's called 3D Photo Inpainting, and I made a video about that one, how to use that software to generate views for lenticular printing. So I'm gonna put a link to that video right now. It's gonna show up upper right. In that video I kinda made it a little bit more complicated that it needs to be. So if you're interested, just look at the description, because like 5 minutes after I made the video, I found a slightly easier way to do it using the double straight line path, camera path. Okay, so that's the 3D photo Inpainting. I'll probably put a link to this thing, and there's a Google Colab somewhere. There's a Google Colab, I know that. Yeah, open in Colab. Okay, so here, actually, it's they show those 4 photos that are very useful. So this is the Facebook 3D photo. Okay, so this is in white are the disocclusions. As soon as you move the viewpoint, you're gonna uncover stuff in the background that's not there, so you have to fill that somehow. So this is what is yeah, that's not very good. I mean, I think I've tried that in one of my FSG code, but I mean, that's really not what you want to do. So this is the Facebook 3D photo. So it does a pretty good job, but you get the blur. To me, it's okay. I mean, I don't mind at all, but there's no big jarring mistake, if you will. And this is what 3D photo Inpainting does. It kind of makes it really nice to look at. No discontinuity, so it's very nice. Okay, so now let's the problem is that in real life you never have the perfect depth map. It's never correct. So the object boundaries are never accurately depicted in the depth map. So you have to rely on the software that generates the synthetic views to do some segmentation to fix that depth map. And that's what happens in Facebook, and that's what happened in this thing. So let's see how good it is. So I'm gonna use the same example I used for the Facebook 3D photo business. So it's that Niagara still with Marilyn. And so this is the 2D image, and this is the depth map. And it's pretty obvious that it's kind of not super accurate when you look at the object boundaries. So let me see if I can do an opacity change here to 50%. Okay, so if I zoom, I mean, you can see that, okay, the object boundaries are not super accurate in the depth map. That's clear as day, right? Here you can see the fingers are not, so this one is pushed to the background here, that little bit of finger. Okay, you can, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Okay, so here this guy, you can see that that part of the hair is in the background. Okay, same for Marilyn. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Here, the dress, this part here is pushed to this guy. I mean, it's everywhere. So you hope that the software that's going to generate the synthetic images is able to understand that and fix the depth map or do something so that you get proper views to print lenticulars or whatever else you want to do. Even if you do a side-by-side stereo, you need proper views. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so yeah, so in the here I have Wiggle Maker, and you can very clearly see the problems in the depth map. So all you have to do is to, instead of using method 1, you use none, and all the occlusion or the disocclusions are going to show up in black. So I'm just going to restart the animation. Okay, so clearly you have problems, okay, at object boundaries, which corresponds to, you know, the problems in the depth map. Okay, so look at this guy here. Okay, it's pretty obvious. So let's stop. So let's look at what 3D photo Inpainting outputs. So this guy. Okay, so this is if you choose the right input in that .argument.yml file, and if you use the double straight line option for the camera path, this is what you get. And this is actually like a wiggle along the horizontal. So I'm just gonna play it. Okay, so it's just moving along the horizontal. Okay, so now if I just move this, if I just hop on each views, so here I think I have 12 views. Those views you can easily grab them using file, save as image for each frame, save as BMP. That's what I do when I do lenticular. So let's look. Okay, so you can see that the depth map must have been changed, or something must have been done right to not get the ladies or the woman's blonde hair in the background. So that's perfect. Okay, clearly. Let's see about the dress here. There was a problem in the depth map. Let's see if it's okay. Hard to tell because it doesn't really matter. I think there's a problem here with the two fingers of her hand. I think they are in the background. Yeah, so this is wrong. Okay, you can see the two fingers. They are not moving with the hand. So that's a little bit of an issue. What else do we have? This guy here is in the background. Whether it's a big deal or not, probably not. The area here is actually very well rendered. Okay, to the left of her head. Let me go the other way. So this area, you're gonna see it's really well rendered. Perfect. I don't know what else to look at. Yeah, the Coke bottle is not completely right. It's kind of deforming. Okay, it's deforming. The Coke bottle right there. What else? What else is wrong? Here, I mean, this is a tough one because when you look here, you're gonna see like that arm. Okay, so let's go. You see the arm stretching. So that's not the greatest. What else? I don't see anything else. So now let's look at what Facebook 3D did for that same exact input. Okay, so Facebook 3D, yeah. So if you look at the two fingers here, it's not as bad. Okay, let's look at the arm of the woman in the back. It's not too bad. Here the arm, the left arm of Marilyn, you can see there you got some blue from the dress in the back, so that's not a big deal. But the Coke bottle is perfectly rendered. Yeah, so that pillar in the background could be better, but it's blurred, so it's no big deal. So yeah, here there's something going on. The feet of the woman in the back with that bluish dress, it's too far in front. Let's see what let's see what this one does. So this is 3D photo in painting. Yeah, I think it's better. You see the feet are still there. Yeah. Yeah, this is okay. Okay, so I mean, I have more. I could show you. I probably can show you that, but to me, I mean, 3D photo in painting is not bad. Oh, there's another problem with 3D photo in painting, and let me show you what it is. A big problem for Lenticular. If you look at what moves, you can see that the Coke bottle moves a lot. So the foreground moves and the background doesn't move. So what does that mean when you do lenticular printing? And you cannot change that in 3D photo in painting. I guess that's the way it is. The problem is that if you print a lenticular with those views, the Coke bottle, which is the thing which is the most in front, and let's say that's the most important thing in your picture, it's going to be very blurry. Okay, let's assume that this Coke bottle and this record player is what's important, and you would like those two things to be in focus. So you want the foreground to be in focus. If you extract the views and print a lenticular using those views, that Coke bottle is going to be super blurry. I mean, it's going to be horrible. So since usually when you do lenticular printing, the focus is more on the foreground than the background, 3D photo in painting, that's a bit of a problem. I mean, here the focus would be on Marilyn, of course, but she's moving quite a bit, so she's gonna be a little bit blurry too. Okay, I mean, ideally you would want Marilyn to be fixed, 0 parallax, and the foreground moving in one direction and the background moving in the other direction. Ideally, that's what you would want if you want to have the focus on Marilyn. Okay, so that's the way it is with that thing, 3D photo in painting. I think I'm gonna show a few more examples. Okay, so here's another example. So it's called 9 Workmen. And okay, so well, it's pretty good. There's a little bit of funkiness going on here in the back, but not big a deal. Okay, so that's 3D photo in painting. Not bad. Okay, so here's another example. This one is called spray. So let's cycle through the views. Okay, so here I don't see any problem. It's pretty good. I don't see any problem on this one. But again, as you can see, the background is fixed and she's moving quite a bit, so she's gonna be blurry. Okay. So you have nice in painting around the hand there. Very nice. On that end, the top end there, the right hand. Yeah, there's some funk here. You can see the skin tones going into the background. Yeah. So it's not perfect for sure. So again, this is 3D photo in painting. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. So what's the conclusion here? I mean, 3D photo in painting, I think it does a very good job at in painting. The problem is that there's no control. There's no control on what remains fixed, what remains at 0 parallax, because it's always the background that stays at 0 parallax. So for this reason alone, I would have to say that for lenticular printing at least, it's not ideal. So Facebook 3D, I still think the Facebook 3D photo is the best. It's probably would be the best way to get the views, if only you could get them. So thanks to my buddy Dave Como. Apparently there's a plugin for Google Chrome that allows you to, given a Facebook 3D photo, allows you to extract the views for the looking glass display. So if you can do that, for sure you can get the views for lenticular printing. I mean, now if I knew how to read I think it's probably a mesh that they use in Facebook 3D, and the engine is 3.js. So if I could load that up into 3.js, get the mesh that way, and then change the viewpoint, then you can get the views. I mean, I've done that with the Wiggle Maker. Is based on 3.js, so I should be able to do it. But I probably need a little bit of help from the guy that wrote the plugin. Plus, I would need the motivation, of course. And I need to be able to choose the plane of 0 parallax, so that you can control what's in focus in your lenticular. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here. So if you like this kind of content, and if you have ideas, let me know in the comments. So anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll make more of those. When I say that, I mean, I'm not obsessed by lenticular printing. I mean, I do it, I print once in a while, but I think it would be good for the pros out there that work, that do lenticular printing and want to use depth maps, because right now, I mean, it's cool to have a depth map, and even assuming that it's perfect, I mean, you still have to get the views, and those synthetic views on either side have to be, you know, as correct as possible. So I think it's still a problem. I mean, you still have to get the synthetic views and good ones. So I think it's still an open problem. Although Facebook 3D photo, as we have seen, does a pretty good job, and this thing also does a pretty good job. But it's not really. I mean, it's okay to make like wiggles and stuff, but to make lenticular, I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. And see ya.